Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're continuing this broadcast of the Oceanic Battlerite 2 versus 2 tournament for tonight. We've got some mounts on the line in this double elimination bracket. My name is TJ, joined by Shadow Fury. Apparently, the way I say TJ has led people to think that my name is DJ.
That's probably not so much the way you say it as just people being jerks.
Oh, well, thank you, Shadow.
Because I hear TJ.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're probably preconditioned to hear TJ, just because...
Fair point.
You know, what my name is. But, like, every now and then people will say, oh, man, I love that caster, DJ. Or, oh, man, I hated that caster, DJ. And I'll be like, that's all right. That DJ guy, man, he's a terrible caster.
Yes, DJ TJ in the house.
Oh God, I mean that's the terrible thing about it. DJ is god awful. Like anyone who has their alias DJ is probably a douchebag. So like, I don't want to be mistaken for that, you know.
I don't know. Maybe change it to MC.
Well, we're into game. Chem versus Tropy over on the left-hand side of the screen says no, got nerfed over on the right-hand side of the screen. Two fairly interesting comps, actually, Shadow.
Yeah, and I agree. Senzo did get nerfed. We saw a couple weeks ago, or saw last week.
Yeah.
Also, yes, two fairly interesting comps. Lucy, Rukan in particular, I expect good things out of them. Holy crap, and already the control coming out of there is impressive.
Yeah, but they're having a rough time. I mean, obviously, Reality Hack and Nikos are just trying to force out as much damage as they can in the opening phase of this round, and, well, they are succeeding, and they get the orb too. That's going to be crucial to their success as well. Nice reform from Nikos. But he has a bit of a problem. Chemical Bankings is the name of his problem, and, well, he's causing issues.
Yeah, and Nisko are managing to deal all the damage without taking any for themselves. That's clearly not the play, though. The play is very clearly get rid of Reality Hack, and then after that, get rid of Nizkor. But Nizkor should be able to get the ultimate in. Ooh, forcing meter spend at the very least. And that's something we're seeing actually from Chemical Balance, or Chemical Bankings, is that they are using a lot of their meter to escape. They've been probably...
Oh my god, that burst!
They could have been
oh my
by now.
god, that burst on Chemical. Reality Hack lands the stun. They combo into Nikosa's Displace, follow through with a ton of damage in its Croak Spit to round it out. That's the power of just intense focus from two high DPS characters, and, well, the DPS walk away with the victory.
Yeah, that worked out far better than I expected coming from the opening seconds of the round. I noticed that Tropy was not using any Petrify Bolt, and I'd love to see what happens with that, because a double DPS combo like this will get completely shut down by Petrify Bolt. Especially Nizkor. I mean, if Nizkor isn't Wujuing, that's the thing. There's a lot of telegraphing going on. They have to make sure to hit Nizkor when they're doing something that's hard to get out of, like throwing out a Hand of Judgment. I mean, they have to cancel it, I suppose. That is still an option, but in the middle of a really tense fight, that could still work. And if we see the Petrify Bolt come in and actually get their opponents stuck, then that gives the space they need in order to chip away. Because that's really the game right now, is chipping away. For Lucy and Rukan, they have so much self-sustain, and of course the healing from, actually having a healer, that they are able to get in the damage, and then get out, and then heal up, and then deal more damage, and just maintain the health lead. But that's not happening. That's not being allowed right now.
Look at how aggressive Chemical is trying to be, too. I'm not quite, like, on one hand, I completely understand why he's come to this conclusion, but on the other hand, they need to play more passive, like you were saying. Tropy, he's having huge trouble here. Drop down very, very low. Nice Displace from Nikozar. That throws Chemical around, and, well, Tropy's very low as well. Either of them could go down. Power Command comes through. One kill guaranteed. Second kill's inches away, and it goes down anyway. 2 rounds in a row in favour of Niz and Hack, whose team night we did get wrong at the beginning of this cast. So I do apologise for that.
Oh, they don't think Senzo got nerfed? Really?
Another team does. They might as well, but it's not the
okay,
team.
Yeah. I mean, it's not wrong.
As a reminder to Twitch chat as well, this is a rebroadcast of the earlier tournament I recorded last week.
Yeah, we just never seen it before. Brand new.
Yeah. It's
all the players happen to be here just as courtesy.
Yes. Also that.
Yeah, it's not so much that it's a replay, rather the players are reenacting what's going on. It's very well choreographed. I've got to say, I am impressed by their dedication, especially the people who lost. I mean, that is art
to
right
show
there.
up to show up and reenact their losses, like that's some dedication right there.
Yeah, I respect
Shout
that.
out. Huge shout out to the OC players. Well, Reality Hack. It was a joke, guys. It is live, and Reality Hack, well, he might not be alive for much longer, but he denied that orb actually securing it with Nikozer's aid anyway, and there's hopefully a bit of damage in return from Chemical. He's trying his best, but they just cannot find any openings. Finally, they get something. Huge burst damage comes through in a moment from the Lucy and Chemical combo, but they're trapped in the corner, and they do not seem to ever close the distance onto this Varesh.
No, I don't think they're even trying so much. They are trying to go for Reality Hack. They had the corner position strong when Reality Hack was in it, but then they got put in the corner, and that just, well, pretty much ended it. I'm a bit surprised we aren't seeing a whole lot of meter use come out from Tropy. That's actually been a little weird to me. Like, I would have expected to see deadly injections and Petrify bolts all over the place. Or at least deadly injections. Like I said, Petrify bolt, I can kind of see the logic, even though against Reality Hack, it would totally work. Nizkoer, yes, because you would expect a Wuju. You don't want to have that happen. They'd be able to see the Petrify bolt coming. It's definitely telegraphed. Deadly Injection, on the other hand, that's 24 damage that explodes. I'll grant that Nizkoer and Reality Hack aren't together all the time, but hey, 24 damage is 24 damage. That your opponent has a difficult time avoiding or has to jump away to avoid, so they're using escape
I'd
zone.
like to see. You're calling for more utility usage. I'd like to see some Petrify bolts.
Yes.
Just
So we're
go
both on that
ahead,
page.
Pin down for a setup, do some burst damage. Just isolate. That's what they need to do, because Nikozar is completely unchallenged in these rounds. And that's partially down to some great Croak play on the offense, and partially down to his own great play just hanging at the right range. Chemical's finally trying to engage him somewhat, and he does do so. But he just cannot leave his Lucy. I think this is partially a fault of team comp. He cannot leave his Lucy alone for long enough to really do permanent damage.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that Tropy did go for the barrier right in round 1 rather than fairy right.
Let's not speak too soon. Let's not speak too soon, because we have huge damage potentially coming through onto Nikozar. He does manage to teleport away, but you've still got a Shadow Beast that'll lead up the Venom Wind and provide some massive damage and separation through. Now, if Tropy stays alive, this is winnable, and he's opting for those deadly injects, confirming that extra 24 damage like you were talking about. And look, now, as the turnaround's coming through, however, Reality still might be able to confirm the kill. This starts to get ugly.
But it worked! And that's actually a good demonstration of why Reality Hack has to be so aggressive, because that peel did not pan out this round, and, well, they lost the round. I mean, that was basically Nizkoer becoming the focus. Chemical and Tropy wised up to the fact that Nizkoer was dealing all the damage and not really answering for it. So they made them answer for it, and the answer was they won a round and got on the board.
And I would absolutely recommend that if you're ever in just a matchmaking game or anything, really, and you're trying to figure out why you're losing, just look at the stats. Give them a glance. Look through what's going wrong on a obvious, provable statistical level. And if you go, man, Nizkoer is doing massive damage and he's not taking any, maybe that's your problem. And, well, it certainly was.
Yeah.
And you could see the second they did damage onto Nikozar, that forces Reality Hack to disengage from Tropy, to be a bit more cautious, but never mind, there's the aggression through! Huge damage onto the Lucy. I was about to say you had to disengage from the Lucy, but Tropy didn't care.
No, Tropy has no... Well, Tropy does care, of course. Tropy wants people to disengage. I think, man, the Reality Hack doesn't care, and indeed they don't, to their benefit as well. I mean, it's one thing with the stats you're talking about there, but if you look at the stats for last round, Tropy was doing a great job score-wise. Like, they were pretty much almost beating in all categories last round. The flip side of what you're talking about when it comes to figuring out who to attack is that if you have high score, especially high damage, but even high protection, you're probably going to be on the chopping block as far as your opponents are concerned. So it's very important to realize you're the target, most likely. And that's exactly what's happening with Trophy there. Granted,
Yeah,
they were
I
always
mean-
kind of the target.
I'm going to be interested to see how Nick Kozar plays this, because it's very, very obvious that Chemical's gunning for them. So he's using those kinetic displays to just kind of stay alive here on the backline, burning his EX to do so. And Tropy's actually holding his own against Chemical. Here, against Reality. This is starting to look very, very good for Tropy and Chemical as they continue to just hold this line. And Chemical goes deep onto Nick Kozar. Tropy lands the panics in the back line, and the separation is what they were missing. And finally, it's starting to look great.
Yeah, Chemical Bankings is on point this round. They're getting the flicks in, they're getting the hits in, they're
that
dodging,
ultimate
or not dodging,
secures
they're missing the hits that need to miss in order to avoid triggering any Woojus. Chemical Bankings, you are doing wonderfully. You are on fire this round.
Ultimate from Nick Kozar is burned. He doesn't get a hit. Chemical, hello. He's just saying hello. Well, there's the game. Extended.
I mean,
another round.
Yeah, it's still match point, though, for Niz and Hack. There's no easy way to say this, but Niz and Hack, they're still such a strong position. If Trophy and Chemical can manage to get a reverse sweep on here, I'm going to be incredibly impressed. And they clearly have some strategic idea of how to approach this. You know, make sure that they are going for Nizcore when they can, avoiding Nizcore when and only when they absolutely have to, when Reality Act is commanding their attention. Yeah, and those snaps. If they get those snaps in there, the mechanical play from that alone is giving loads of room for Tropy to do their job.
Tropy, though, is definitely receiving more damage than he'd like to. Chemical, likewise, actually. Tropy and Chemical across the border having a bit of a rough day here as the deceit comes through. Reality Hack providing that damage in the backline. Chemical's chasing, and Nick Kozar, here's what worries me. He has taken almost no damage to date.
Yeah. The kinetic burst. Damn, I'm going out the name of that thing. Kinetic energy. The kinetic energy coming in there, doing the damage it needed to do, just to get a little bit more pressure. And that pressure is looking to be enough as the separation from Tropy between Tropy and Chemical Bankings. That could spell doom for Chem and Tropy at the end here.
Reality Hack is the only hope in terms of a cross kill. If Nick Kozar just continues to play the main focus, just continues to rein in the damage at range, they can win this outright. And they do manage to get Orb as well. That will be a crippling goo coming through. Nick Kozar taking huge damage, but in the meantime, Chemical, he's dropped incredibly low himself. He will be going deep in the backline to chase Nick Kozar, and he is actually succeeding. His HP, though, has been dropped perilously low. And in the meantime, the focus can come through. Tropy with a roll will escape with slivers of HP, but Nick Kozar, he uses that kinetic energy to dive deep into the backline and confirm the kill. Chemical Bankings, you need to win a 1v2 to keep your team alive in this tournament. He's read the counter, he's provided some damage, but he's got no HP with which to do this. And I, frankly, cannot see how he does it.
Not easily. The only thing I can think of would be Nether Void into attacks, but we don't see that. We see death. But yeah, at this point, it's the curse. The curse is the only thing. Because Rukon does have self-sustain, but man, getting a 2v1 just to get your health back would have been way too risky anyway.
That aggressive kinetic energy was sexy. Just
yeah.
Nick Kozar going deep into the back line.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact that the separation happened. I don't know exactly why that happened, but that wall, that eastern wall, that is the real MVP here. That completely stuffed Chem and Tropy's hopes at a reverse sweep in this match.
Can we get that? Can we get that in game? Where it just pans around a wall? MVP, Eastern Wall.
I go for that. Stunlock, you guys watching?
Stunlock, please app. Alright, well, we've got a bit more Oceanic Battlerite to come. This is, of course, a double elimination tournament, so there are quite a few more games to go. The upper bracket right now does consist of Niz plus Hack, and then the ongoing match between Mobloke and Slick plus Jackie. Lower bracket, of course. Nobody's been eliminated just yet, but several teams are on the brink of it, so we will continue the broadcast in a few moments as we inch ever closer to the winners' finals. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're in the winners' finals. Or winners' semi-finals? I don't know.
Winners finals.
Double brackets confused me, but my name is TJ, joined by the infinitely smarter Shadow Fury, with of course Drop Bear running production. He can't speak on stream, but he probably knows what the proper name for the upper bracket match at the end of the upper bracket is. And that's why he's running production, and that's why I'm sounding silly on stream. This is the Oceanic Battlerite 2v2 tournament, and we are continuing with it in just a few moments with what I have been assured is the winners' finals between Jackie and Shoto, and Reality Hack and Niz Kozer.
We haven't seen Shoto and Jackie play yet, so I'm rather excited. They're playing a very aggressive composition. It's Esmo and Older, which aggressive, though, still able to sustain themselves. On the other hand, we have Niz and Hack continuing to play Varesh and Croak.
This is... I'm going to be very interested to see this, because what we saw when they played earlier was Reality Hack's Croak got very deep into the backline and demanded focus. How do you do that on an Esmo Older comp?
Well, that's going to be tricky. The thing they're probably going to be forcing out is Shoto escaping, like displacing in a way that's not ideal. That's the best they can really hope for an easy way of getting in. Otherwise, the only thing I can really think of is Reality Hack rushing in on Jackie, Nizcore taking advantage of the fact that they are a ranged hero to hit Jackie from a distance. Jackie's going to get kind of torn between who they have to defend against between the two of them, because they want to stop Reality Hack from getting close and stunning them, but at the same time, they want to make sure Nizcore isn't hitting them as much as possible. And doing that with just walking around and shooting is not easy. So Timebender is going to have to be really carefully rationed between the two. If not Chronoflux. If we see a lot of strong Chronoflux play from Jackie, however, that could shut down Nizcore completely.
No, that does make sense. As is, though, we're going to have a pause. So, hey,
Yeah, it looks
how do
like...
you feel about pauses?
I think pauses are a good feature. I'm glad the game has them. It makes it a lot easier for the game to continue whenever you have some connection issues, or someone has to go to the bathroom, or they suddenly have the computer explode.
Although the
All those
pause
things
wouldn't
have happened.
really help with the computer exploding, because...
Well, I mean, we had that thing... What happened exactly? Was a recent tournament. The computer didn't so much explode as just take 20 minutes to
Oh yeah, that was
restart back
during
in.
PRL. Stro was just
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
I don't know what's going on, help!
Right, yes, it was Stro. That's exactly right. So, yeah, the pause feature is great. I'm very glad it exists.
Wow.
I've only occasionally seen it abused.
Oh man, remember Clerney? ESL? Pauses 1 second before he gets the final kill of the tournament?
Oh, right, yeah. That was
like
a long time ago.
The attack to get the final kill of the tournament is like milliseconds away from confirming the tournament win for him, and they call the pause. It's just one of the best BM I've ever seen. Easily.
Like I said, it's rarely abused, not never. That's very important to clarify.
Well, hopefully we'll see everything get put back together, and well, we'll launch into it. Maybe. He sounds like he's ready, but he's also accusing people of DDoSing, so who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's not really clear what's going on because no disconnects have happened. We've just seen one player have some concerns with their connection, apparently, but I'm not sure entirely how they're going to rate that or evaluate that or figure out whether or not the connections has resumed quality.
Well,
so quite frankly, I have no idea when we'll know.
Drop Bear's figuring out what's going on. He's taking a look around the arena. How's that crowd looking today, Drop Bear? Are they excited? They look excited. Man, yeah. I never realized exactly how multi-ethnic the crowd is. Like, there are Asian people, and white people, and then Asian people, and then more white people.
Some Middle Eastern
anyway,
people.
We're into game. We're underway, and it will be. Finally, A kind of interesting match, actually, because, like you said, we have Esmo older, which should deal a ton of damage versus Reality Hack's Krug, who's going to have a ton of issues, I should think, and he's already facing that as the Esmo dodges everything he can provide. And the spread damage, we didn't really address that, but what works very, very well is just kind of a mind-sweeping feature. It's very hard to go stealth when there can just be so many projectiles in the air in your vague direction.
Yeah, I'm guessing Reality Hack really liked the M1 patch, though, just because that means there's far less of a mind sweep going on. But even then, we still have Shoto pulling that off. And we aren't seeing any major focus on a Jackie. This is not working out well. I mean, I mentioned at the very start, focus on Jackie, between the two of them, making Jackie have to really prioritize who they're using time benders against, or being very careful with their chronofluxes. That was the way I expected it to go if we wanted to see something strong coming out from Nizcore and Reality Hack.
That burst damage that just came through onto his cover was a tad ugly. He'd taken almost no damage up to that point. Now he's at half HP. Shoto looks for something with his Chaos Grip. He doesn't get it. He's reinforcing why he's a threat. There's the stun coming through. Shield to break it. Jackie, low HP in the backlines, will finally begin to take some damage. He's down to half HP, actually, as the pressure from his cover comes through. The stun from Reality Hack also lands. However, you have the time travel, followed by the Chaos Grip. He was about to ult, and he finally gets it off. Powers combined, gets significant damage, but he will still go down. The Shifting Sands claim his life. And Jackie shouldn't be able to confirm the final bit of damage alongside Shoto.
I didn't even know that we'd see Nyx going for that ultimate in the first place. It looked like they'd just be completely CC'd out of it. But turns out they managed to get something going, which is still good. I mean, at least they managed to get their final shot off. Unlike the teammate.
2-0. Or sorry, 1-0. In favor
just
of
right off the bat. No. They won 2 rounds just at once. That's how it works.
I like
you
that.
win that convincingly, you get 2.
I want that power. Just be able to... Your rounds count for double. I think that's called cheating, though. So how do you get to Jackie?
That's proven to be quite difficult indeed. I mean, I was expecting, Frog Leap Camouflage and then stun in, but Jackie's thrown those Chronofluxes down quite well. So they're doing exactly what I expected they'd do as the counter to that strategy. And Shoto just seems to be commanding all the attention. Like, that's the main thing. Shoto's actually not really stopping too much. They're just forcing the attention hard enough that it's really not something that Reality Hack wants to avoid. They just want to get rid of Shoto as quickly as possible. I guess they figure that they can. Shoto doesn't have a huge amount of HP, and if their healer's not nearby, they aren't getting healed, and actually are taking a lot of damage as a result of that strategy.
Yeah, Shoto, he is taking damage to his credit, but he's dealing so much of it. In return, the ultimate comes out. There are no escapes. The entirety of that damage lands, and it is huge damage. Shoto, though, is only on 25 points of HP. I'll make that a little bit more as the healing comes through. Reality Hack's hungry, though. Looking for that pick, and he can't find it. Nizkozer could also do it.
Oh, nice combo there. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You see the stun on the shield to block the time bender so that the camouflage could get in and actually deal some damage. Not enough, but I like the idea. It's a great way of avoiding the time bender, because it seems like time bender's actually either time bender got buffed or D shields are just way more forgiving when a character's inside the other character.
Oh, Reality Hack barely dodges what could have been a fatal Chaos Grip, as is. He'll instead trade it for significant damage onto Jackie. Time Bender's now available, so we'll see that get out of jail free card at some point. Jackie does get huge damage through, and the ultimate powers combined will be completely and utterly wasted, but you still have such low HP on both members here. Jackie, and now 3 HP over on Shoto. He could go down at any moment. He does receive the healing. He's back to his max HP of 40. But Shadow, that's not much at all. And you can see
no,
the effect of that.
Was a gambit coming in there.
So careful.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're being as aggressive as they are. Like I said, that is a complete gambit. That is, or a gamble, actually. It's not a gambit yet. It's only a gambit if one of them dies. But it's getting darn close to that, too.
Shoto! How is he alive as he takes these risks? The arena's shrinking, though. Jackie will go down. And there's the chase coming through. The burst damage for the cross kill is there. But how much HP remain? Only 9. to win the round as the blindness fades. Shoto's full situation settled in, and all it takes is one strike from the powers combined. No dodges are available, and the round's confirmed. Niz plus Hack take their own round in response, and it's tied up 1-1.
That was quite the intense round, though. I mean, the amount of effort required from Reality Hack and Nizco are compared to the amount of effort required from Shoto and Jackie to win. Like, the lack of a support is really showing itself to be a problem here. Reality Hack does have Frog Leap self-sustain, but even with that, it's still going to be difficult for them to maintain a health advantage enough to stay in the round, and it's still a grindy round for them. Which is not what they want either, because they want to win quickly. Grindy rounds are going to go more easily to Shoto and Jackie, in theory.
In theory. However, we just saw a grindy round, and well, it didn't at all. The close range is coming through. Shoto actually unpunished for this aggression here. It's a bit questionable, frankly. He should be eating tons of damage for going that aggressive. Finally, he does drop down to about half HP in that instant, and to be frank, he hasn't gotten nearly as much as he should have out of that push.
No, the health pools are relatively even, however. But, yeah, even then, this is still working out in the favor of Niz and Reality Hack, just barely. But it's
he's
enough.
just both escapes. The ultimate comes through. There are no escapes for that. Niz Kotor takes huge damage. Shoto in a similar boat, yes, but we've seen how long he can stay alive. His HP just doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Although, it's
reality.
playing chicken.
He's gone. 1-2. Almost 3 hits, though.
Almost.
Do come through. The cross kill comes out. Now you have the time travel coming through. There will be a dodge available. The kinetic energy comes out, but now there are no EX abilities available on this coaster. He needs this orb. And he will be able to get it. Now, this is up in the air. I actually do not know who can win this.
Well, looks like it is going to be definitely in Nizcor's favor. And they have more damage. They have more HP. Time travel is up. We'll probably just see Chronofluxes and maybe Chronoballs. No, the time travel coming up aggressively, but not enough range.
Yeah, all time travel does, as a reminder, is provide stun. There is no doubt. Like we see there, or maybe just Chronofluxes. Like, that would have made the difference. Instead, he went for the full ult, though. Now, he's got no EX, no HP, and it's starting to look dire.
Yeah, they are managing to heal up fairly effectively. They do have the Nuggets on their side, but it may not be enough.
Stone comes through.
There we go.
Excellent orb secure. And there are the Chronofluxes beginning to come through. Jackie, though, is barely holding his own, though, as the kinetic energy comes through. That should be him going down. I frankly don't know why he's still alive, as he's definitely got lower HP, and he misses the stone glass. That should be all. Sweet. Every time I say that, Jackie stays alive for a moment longer, so let's just say it again. That should be all.
That is all.
No, it is.
Took 3 or 4 times, but it's all. There it is. Nizcor takes that. Man.
Jackie complaining in the Twitch chat, or in the text chat. I don't blame him. Well, that'll be now 2-1 in favour of Niz and Reality Hack as they continue to build their lead. And, well, it's been 2 very long, grindy rounds they've won.
Yeah, going against all theory on paper. So you have to make new theory as it goes. We are doing science.
Yeah, like that show, Bill Nye something.
Yeah, the science dude.
Yeah. Although his new Netflix show is getting panned. I haven't seen it, but it's not being reviewed well. Also, not being reviewed well, diving deep into the opponent's backline before they've spent any abilities. That should go horribly for you, and indeed it has for the most part. However, actually, Reality Hack hasn't taken nearly as much damage as he frankly should have in that engagement, and he's managed to secure the orb, which undoes almost all of the damage he took, as he's taken no permanent HP, and this is why these long grindy rounds are going in their favor, because just somehow, some way, we're not seeing massive damage taken when they take insane risks.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of insane risks coming from the other side. I'm noticing Shoto's playing chicken a lot. That's the best way I can describe it. They're getting in, they're dealing enough damage, at least the last round, they're dealing enough damage to maintain health parity. Now they're just completely falling apart with that.
That ultimate will land, but I don't know how Shoto gets anywhere from there, and he doesn't either. 3 rounds confirmed now, and What was that round? You dive in 1v2, you've spent no abilities, or you've got no abilities out of your opponent, rather. You've spent all your abilities, and you're a croak. You should die. You should lose massive chunks of your HP. Reality Hack does that and gets away scot-free.
I've noticed Reality Hack's movement, just to get away from things like quicksands and make sure that the Sands of Time doesn't deal that much extra damage, that has come up quite a bit. And it's been quite effective. That's, I'd say, the main thing is they just, even if we would see Jackie go for the standard Sands of Time into quicksand combo, I don't know that they'd all hit. I feel like the quicksand would just miss, and you wouldn't get the extra damage off the Sands of Time, and so it wouldn't do all that much to really punish.
Well, Stone Glass has finally landed. That might be one of the first times this game I've seen a successful Stone Glass from Jackie onto Reality Hack, but once again, they're not finding permanent HP damage. They finally do, but they've lost all semblance of map control, which means the Central Orb can yet again go in favor of Niz and Co, and wow, that's just the continuing problem. Sure, on paper they have more healing, but when they don't have any center control whatsoever, Slick and Jackie, they'll just keep on losing.
What the heck? That time travel was not what I expected.
I think he spent it thinking. I think he spent it thinking it was necessary and he could go aggressive with it, but then once it was spent, well, he didn't really know where to go from it. Shoto won't get anything with that ultimate kinetic energy. Dodges. Quicksand will land, so there's an opportunity provided, but Shoto, he's taking a beating in the backline, so he doesn't confirm anything. In the meantime, the Venom with lands that might confirm onto two, and it does. Both players had escapes. Neither of them used them in time, and that should be a fatal mistake. One player down already. Shoto won't be far behind, and you cannot make mistakes like that.
Oh man, that Venom win. It was fairly even up to that point. I mean, the center control was definitely in Nizenhack's favor, but that Venom win just sealed it. As it was, actually, Jackie already had the extra protection as well. But, nah, not nearly enough, I'm afraid. Actually, yeah, extra protection. Best protection. Shoto had the best damage. But, really, just the focus coming in there. The combination of basically the Venom win plus all the 2v1 combinations coming in there that managed to deal the damage needed. At this point, though, Nizcore taking the focus. Again, we have seen before that Nizcore taking the focus is what makes Niz and Hack lose games.
And he's taken a fair bit of it. However, Reality Hack's drawn back the attention. He's got the orb as well. Yeah, it's taken a decent amount of damage as well. The separation finally comes through in Nizcore. You know, just the fact that he takes some hits means that he has to play a little bit more passive, and that perhaps opens up the playing field to a little bit more creativity and a little bit more opportunity creation. But I don't see how you do it when you're separated like this, Jackie. There you go. See, he does damage onto Nizcore, and now all of a sudden, theoretically, you have an opening. However, the healer's gone down, Alder's fallen, Shoto needs this orb, he's able to get it, but he's in a 1v2. He does have an ultimate, but I just don't know what you do with it. You throw it out and hope for the best. There's your answer, but nothing comes from it. Venom Wind does land. That damage will be confirmed. And there's the game. Niz and Hack continue advance to the grand finals, waiting for their challenger.
Which could very well be Slick and Jackie, all things considered, because they are going to the losers finals up against whoever wins out of that, and I'm not sure who that's going to be. Mobloke is in the pre-finals. Not sure about Kevin Trophy versus Steven Dew. That has not been finished yet.
In the lower bracket, one team's been eliminated. Says Nuo got nerfed. Well, maybe they were nerfed because they're out of the tournament tonight. Mobloke advanced over them to the losers round 2 match, the currently ongoing match between Kem plus Trophy and Steve plus Dew. It's still underway to decide who will play in the losers round 2. Losers round 3 will, of course, determine who will advance to the grand final from the lower bracket, so that'll be a very interesting match to watch. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back with yet more Oceanic Battlerite. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oceanic Battlerite 2 vs 2 tournament. We are underway, and well, we've continued. We're down in the lower bracket now in the losers round 2. Is this a losers semi?
I'd say losers
Is that
pre-finals
what
is what I
this is?
call it.
Losers pre-finals.
Yeah,
I don't.
because
Double
whoever
in
wins
brackets
this goes to the
confuse me.
finals.
I don't want to talk about this. It hurts my brain. Anyway, we do have the teams
Fair
in
enough.
front of you. Chemical plus Tropy over on the left-hand side, still running the same comp. Jew plus Mobloke over on the right, still running their own comp. This is kind of an interesting matchup because it's healer melee on both sides.
We've been seeing a lot of that this tournament. It feels like it's the Oceanic meta. I can't think any healer ranged combos that we've seen thus far. I mean, we've seen double range. Or sorry, not double range. It was. No, it was.
So
no, it was
melee
range melee. That's what it
DPS.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Croak-Varash combo. But we've yet to see a healer combined with anything other than a melee, and we've yet to see, well,
Double
anything
range.
other, double range or double melee. So, kind of interesting. Typically, 2's tournaments have a bit more spread than this, but well, this is what's happening, and so far it's working well. Chemical Bankings will be having a field day here so far as Tropy takes a decent amount of focus but is quite fine with it, and Mobloke in turn is taking huge damage. There's a nice orb steal coming through. Tropy holding his own yet again in a 1v2.
Yeah, this is what I expect out of a Lucy. I'm actually a bit surprised we didn't see Tropy pull that off in the last round that we saw them in, but I am not surprised we're seeing it this time around. Because Lucy is terrifying to fight against when they know what they're doing, when they have themselves on point, when they're hitting what they need to hit, and when they're barriering when they're getting approached. And Clarity Potion as well when they're getting approached. It makes it very difficult to actually get a beat on them.
And you can see that Tropy just hanging out here, and every time someone comes close, he lands the panic, he lands the clarity, he builds the distance, and well, he gets MVP. He gets 650 score, 300 of that in damage, and his team wins the first round by a sizable margin.
Actually, not only that, look at the damage numbers on the opposing team. Tropy outdamaged both of them. And got the top for protection and disable. So Tropy had a great round. I don't know if it's the best round of their career, but definitely on top. Oh, okay. Dropbear pointing out that 60 of that was in fact Crippling Goo, which is still pretty impressive because Crippling Goo is not an easy move to get damage on. You have to time it well. You have to be careful how you do it.
To use the shifting stands, and well, he had an opening there. Tropy yet again receiving that focus you were talking about, and he's not having a great time this time as they've landed the Petrol to make sure there can be no intervention. He's down to half his HP and he's got no escapes. The Clarity Potion finally comes out. But Tropy, man, that was not a fun day for him, and it's not over yet. The barrier comes through, but now that it's been baited out, Mobloke is quite happy to go ahead and return to his regular stomping grounds. There's the Fleetfoot ultimate coming through. Chemical down to half HP as well. Tropy does have ultimate available, but he's going to go ahead and burn an EX on a roll. There's time travel available too, so well, anyone can be pulled out of the Crippling Goo if it becomes a problem. The incap's coming through as well. Chemical doesn't have an ally because Tropy needs to heal up desperately so. And this is starting to look dire.
Well, they did manage to grab orbs. They have gotten all the orbs. The Shadow Beast being up is also helpful. And actually, the amount of damage it deals is just about equalizing the health line. So we still have some gain here.
Yeah, no, huge turnaround. Chemical Bankings using the Shadow Beast inside of the center of the Crippling Goo was a huge call because it allowed him to pull people into it and denied anyone the chance to focus him down in the middle of it, which was very, very cool. And then Tropy, he lands an excellent couple Panic Bolts. First, he Clarity Potions away the Whirling Blades, and then he follows through with a Panic and Deadly Inject combo to secure the first kill. Mobloke, the last alive, doesn't have much going for him, and I am surprised he lost the round, but frankly, he must be as well.
Yeah, I'm noticing not as many counters being hit here. Tropy and Chemical Bankings are playing it careful. They want to make sure they're not giving anything to Mobloke. They don't have to. Although, to their credit, Mobloke did deal 928 damage. By far the most in the entire game, or the entire round.
Well, now I'm gonna take a deep breath. And we're going to look at the 600 damage on Tropy.
That's fair. There was quite a bit there.
600
But-
damage! Which is... He's a Lucy.
Yeah, and Lucy does have damage tools. Lucy doesn't have primarily damage tools. They're not Older or Pearl, sure, but they still have their deadly injects. They still, and we're shooting quite a few of those too. They still have their toxic bolts when used consistently enough. They still have panic flask, which does deal damage as well as disable.
He's got whirlwind, and he's just seen the panic bolt and the barrier spent, so he should be quite tempted to use it. Even more so now that he's seen the ultimate out, but he uses it exclusively on chemical. I don't agree with that because he knows there were absolutely no escape.
That was a pull. Chemical pulled away from Chemical pulled Mo away from Tropy. That's how that worked out.
Well, it was a nice play, but it's all for naught as Tropy still falls chemical. Will be the last alive, but I don't see how he does this.
Oh, yeah, I agree. This is incredibly difficult. There's maybe a chance if the ultimate comes up, but even then, I don't see that happening because everything has to go to Nether Void to keep them out of there.
You're an endless optimist, and I appreciate that. But sometimes it's just not happening.
Right, but the only alternative is to, be quiet, which isn't what I do.
Use that time to meditate. Cross your legs.
In this chair?
What's your chair situation like?
It's fine for if I'm sitting down normally, but I can't cross my legs on it. I'd fall off.
I'm in a stool. I could cross my legs.
Really? Oh, wow. I figured you'd fall off even faster.
I mean, you can cross your legs on a stool.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, a lot of it's my keyboard's in the way, too, if I try to cross my legs. Anyhow, that being said, though, the meditation does seem to be working out for Mobloke. Granted, Tropy being the focus, once again, actually not working out as well. Actually, Tropy managing to get away from that and stabilize in a safe enough position with the health advantage going, again, heavily towards Chem and Tropy. And again, Mobloke not getting those counters procced, when I'm sure they'd love that to happen.
Yeah, Chemical. Well, he's doing a great job building the separation for Tropy, and I love it. There's the crippling goo coming through. There are no escapes on Mobloke, save for a javelin, and the counter pull from Tropy is an excellent read. Now, he's gone. He's just continually juggled inside of the crippling goo, and there's nothing he can do.
And same with their teammate. Ju has no options either. They're trying, but there's not much. The time travel will maybe get the orb. There's the orb. That's something. It's a slight bit of defiance at the very end of the round.
But Chemical and Co. are now 2 rounds away from advancing through the tournament, and Tropy's looking incredible, and Chemical is looking like the buffer every good Lucy needs.
Despite the fact that this Lucy is dealing quite a bit of damage on their own. 300 this round, but just about equaling their opponents each. Which, again, is quite impressive, all things considered. Though, once again, most of that is... Well, not most of that, but 60 of that, once again, is crippling goo. But that's still impressive. We've pointed out that getting your opponents to stay inside of crippling goo is not easy. Most people don't like being inside of a bunch of acid that's burning away at them. It's not pleasant.
Yeah. But you could see during that round, Tropy did an excellent job just pulling Mobloke back, not letting him disengage from the crippling goo, and, well, you could see the effect of it as he just melted in one ultimate. That ultimate's going to be coming up pretty quickly here as Orb will be secured. That also does away with all the damage Tropy took during the early phase of this round, despite being under focus. You can see he's basically at full permanent HP. Chemical Bankings isn't up far away either. There's the Whirlwind. However, Shadow Beast is available, and Alder's already down, and the Shadow Beast is still at large. There's huge damage onto Mobloke, and the ultimate almost available on the secondary player, Tropy. He's tanking the full Whirling Blades, though. He is an available cross-kill, but he won't go down. Chemical, how has he done this? He manages to intervene himself, stop what could have been an easy cross-kill. And now it's map, match, and potentially tournament life point.
I mean, speaking of Chemical Bankings, I wanted to point out, if you watch how they're playing when it comes to dealing with Stoneglass, dealing with counters, dealing with Whirlwind, Chemical Bankings keep stuff in reserve. They keep their Nether Voids in reserve, they keep their Consumes in reserve. They make sure that they have the tools they need to make so that when those come up, when those control moves come up, they're able to answer them. when the position goes bad, they're able to answer it. I mean, okay, I say that and this just happens, but it's for the most part, they have been maintaining a strong position of control. They maintain they're basically keeping themselves ready in case anything happens to make sure that they don't go down. This round's starting to turn against that a little bit, having a bit of a harder time maintaining that, but the last round, definitely, they didn't let their opponents get the drop on them at all. And this round, we're still seeing that.
Tropy took a bit of a rough start, however, he held his own excellently, and then Chemical comes through and does massive damage on the Mobloke, who needs this orb to survive. He does manage to get it, and he manages to land the root onto Tropy, which is perhaps even more precious because now they have yet more opportunity to survive. He's got a whirlwind as well. He's going to pop that. Tropy's got no HP remaining. However, he does have a barrier, and oh no, Chemical comes through the warp. Hello, Mo. How's your day going? Pretty terrible now. Tropy, sure he's on low HP, but I don't see how you confirm a kill against a Lucy as an older. Particularly not when there's an orb and a Shadow Beast in your way. There's the kills confirmed. There's the game confirmed in favor of Chem and Tropy. They're going to continue advancing throughout the tournament. And it'll be Slick and Jackie waiting for them in the losers bracket finals. The winner of that goes on to face Niz and Hack in the grand finals of tonight's Oceanic 2v2. Don't go anywhere. We've got more still to come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're into the Oceanic Battlerite 2 vs 2 tournament losers finals. The winner goes on to the grand finals to battle off for those mounts. For now, though, we're going to be in the battle of the losers. Is that unfair?
Well, it is the official term.
I always feel mean. Lower bracket is the politically correct term. My name is TJ, joined by Shadow Fury with Drop Bear on production for tonight's broadcast of the Oceanic tournament here on twitch.tv/Battlerite. Chemical and Tropy were terrifying last game. Tropy's support over on Lucy was just untouched. Now, though, Jackie has opted. He shifts off of the older, goes for the Lucy alongside Nesmo. What on earth is this?
A strong choice as far as I'm concerned. Especially since they're going for the Clarity Potion on top of that. They're going to make Curses far harder to maintain. Tropy is going for Panic Splash, however, which I also agree with, given how mobile we will see Shoto be. Having the panic splash is going to just help hit those really difficult panics when trying to get around displaces. But they can, at least. It should come up.
Both DPS characters immediately die for the opposing Lucy, which is basically predictable, and they both lose their fight, basically. Shoto taking far more damage, though, so that's going to be a problem in the long term, as the orb's going to be secured by Chemical Banking's Trophy to take some damage, but is by no means anywhere near permanent, and Shoto is still taking hits. Chemical with a nice read on his Nether Void. There's the ultimate coming through as well. Shoto taking huge damage onto the crippling goo. He should go down, and he does. Well, there's a round.
That was a perfect crippling goo. I mean, they threw the potion in there, had the panic blast on top of that, the right angle to maintain control. Chemical Bankings didn't manage to get in and deal with their claw. Had that happened, it would have been even better. But what Tropy had was perfect. I loved it. And Tropy max stats.
Yeah, if you go ahead and you look at what Tropy achieved that round, yet again, 350 damage. This is quite possibly the highest damage Lucy I've seen in competitive play.
Granted, we haven't seen a lot of Lucy's recently in competitive play. It's a nice, refreshing change, honestly. I kind of missed her.
Yeah, seeing a Lucy in twos reminds me of the good old New Finlove days.
Yeah, back in November. Back when the game was fresh.
Way back in November. Way back when.
Back when I was a child and we had November still, before they were outlawed. We had some wonderful games.
Well, we'll see. I think this game's wonderful in its own right.
Oh yeah, this game is working out quite nicely.
So does Chemical, actually. He goes very, very aggro there. But it works out for him because he defines the map control necessary to secure that first orb. Tropy, though, is taking hits. Shoto, his aggression is working out much better. Maybe because he knew when to fall back there. He was very, very wary of Tropy.
Yeah, we're seeing much more careful play coming out from Shoto and Jackie now. No permanent damage yet dealt, though Jackie could take it. Either way, the healing is kind of blocked by the wall. At least as long as it...
Shoto!
Oh, nice!
He's had bad experiences with crippling goo before. He will drop his own ultimate. That he has huge damage. Tropy's barely alive. The second crippling goo comes through. It'll be a panic into it, negated by the root, though. Shoto actually kind of stepping on his teammates' toes, and Chemical doesn't take as huge damage as he could have because of it. Chemical's still on the chase, and he's got huge damage potentially onto Shoto, but the focus is still on Tropy, and he could go down. He's so low. One burst is all that's needed. Excellent read on the Grimoire placement by Shoto.
That was perfect. I mean, there's no rolls left, so what is Tropy gonna do?
Well, not much. There's the crippling goo coming through. Instantly, the distance is built. Chemical isn't hanging around that to get knocked back in. And he's very smart forward. There's the Grimoire onto the back line. There are escapes available on Tropy, but he's confident enough in his barrier, and that's a fatal mistake as the Shadow Grip comes through immediately after and does huge damage. Shoto confirms the kill. The deadly inject will land. Shadow Beast could maybe hit a cross kill, but not like that, and it'll be round one unless this second Shadow Beast does something.
Oh, I would be very impressed and very surprised. I like the splits, though, but the deadly injection should finish it. That was much more careful play coming out from Shoto there. Good call.
And it is kind of interesting to see an Asmo playing as passive as he is. Just kind of hit and run attacks, but you can see it paying off. He got maybe 100 damage last round. He got almost 1,000 this round. That's all the difference, you know.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. And Jackie on that protection, just barely beating out Tropy, but man, Shoto really played it safe. I mean, they are a ranged character against a melee support team. And Tropy, although they're dealing a fair amount of damage and managing to separate the healers somewhat, it's still a difficult DPS game.
And look at the separation through here. This isn't good for Jackie or Shoto because they don't have a way of peeling, really, while Shoto plays as passive as he is. And Jackie, he basically needs to confirm this orb from his angle because Shoto's going to be walled off from him. There's the Shadow Beast now, incredibly close. Jackie should go down here. This is highly fatal damage. The crippling goo coming through as well won't be a good sign. However, Shoto's going to be able to stay alive for a while, but not for much longer as Jackie can't get out of the corner in time to provide healing. And well, there's the second round. Chem and Tropy right back.
We have a new addition to the TJ Dictionary. A while, defined as 1 second.
Look, man, I say some words that do not mean what people think they mean. It's a consistent thing.
They mean whatever you say they mean?
Uh-huh.
All right, then. That was a Cheshire Cat, right? Yeah, I want to say it's a Cheshire Cat that does that.
You know, I was really hoping you'd lean back into the game so it wouldn't be awkward.
Sorry about that. I was trying to remember my literary references.
So I don't blame you. Ah, well. Shoto will be doing his best to make up for the caster's awkwardness with his own powerfulness, trying to secure this orb with an Esmo play, and the Petrify Bolt comes through from Jackie to potentially set that up instead. They have to focus on damage, and Shoto does achieve a decent amount of that. The Shadow Bolt goes wide, the Panic Flash doesn't though, so there will be no healing from Jackie for a brief moment. Shoto could take lethal damage here, but he's quite smart. He disengages in time and denies any possibility of fatal damage.
Same thing going for Chemical, though, and there's the crippling goo. Jackie taking almost all of it. The arcane barrier providing a bit of defense, but nowhere near enough, as Chemical Banking should be able to tear Jackie to shreds from here.
And that's 2 orbs to 0 in favor of Chem and Tropy, and you can see the effect of it because we've had ultimates, 2 of them in favor of Chem and Tropy, and they're actually almost back in another crippling goo. Shoto in the meantime is chasing Tropy though, and that could be fatal damage as the second displace comes through. The Grimoire ultimate will be missed. Tropy will roll to dodge the damage. Panic Flask in the meantime from Jackie is the only way he's holding his own, as actually he's built a sizable amount of distance, and Shoto in the meantime just can't connect for this final bit of damage. He has landed the silence, but oh no, here's the intervention. The Shadow Beast will be shut down by a well-timed Petrify. Jackie is still on the run though, with no HP to speak of, and Chemical Bankings is doing an excellent job just disrupting the aggression of Shoto with a combination of peel and lethal damage.
They're doing a good job with that, I agree, but at the same time, Tropy and Chemical are not together. They're getting separated. They are together now, but Jackie and Shoto got together far sooner, and Jackie's Petrify Bolts are doing a wonderful job keeping the game fairly even.
Double Petrify Bolt, but then Chemical Banking is perfectly iframes what could have been lethal damage from a huge deadly injection, and is able to secure orb as well. That's the first of the round. The second round that could have gone towards Slick and Jackie. However, it was secured, and now they have 2 ultimates to play with. There's the Shadow Beast coming through. Jackie should be tempted to burn escapes to get away from this. Shoto's going to be driven out of the arena by a Panic Flash. There's the crippling goo coming through. Shoto has no escapes. He's gone. Jackie should be next, and that should be another round to the good. 3 of them now for Chem and Tropy.
Chem with the claw into the fog just to finish it off, because, I mean, might as well. Their opponents don't have very many escapes left. Although, holy crap, look at the score lines. Shoto with almost 1,000 damage, Jackie with as much healing, and Chemical Bankings, they had almost as much damage as well, but Tropy was more just getting even between damage and healing. That seems to be the way that they won. Like, again, Tropy with that highly aggressive Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
That's clearly working too.
I mean, Tropy's just playing a Lucy, man. DPS character now. You know how it is.
Yeah. It's new meta.
Well, he's certainly trying to define one. He's having a bit of issue with it though, and oh, it's Lucy v Lucy, Jackie v Tropy. Who will win?
Doesn't matter because they stopped fighting each other.
And that fight's going to be interrupted by the fact that Chemical Banking was absolutely roasting Shoto alive, and Jackie had to devote some resources to dealing with that and preventing that from happening. Oh, the Nether Void, very aggressive there, to go ahead and build a little bit of disrupt, and then theoretically you can pull in Shoto immediately after, as soon as the disrupt comes through. But there's a pause.
Actually, I want to talk about that. I'm noticing Chemical's doing a lot of Nether Void into a chain attack. Usually a chain Sinister Strike, or sorry, not chain Sinister Strike. They're doing their chain of their, well, chain into Sinister Strike from their main strike. Like, that has been their approach in a lot of these fights as their aggression. So they're actually spending 25 meter and 3 cooldowns in order to deal some damage right in the front lines and escape immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something we've really seen from Rukans in either the NA or the EU scenes.
Well, it's risky because you commit your escape, right? And conventional wisdom is you don't attack with an escape ability.
Yeah.
Especially...
And they're committing both their escapes.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of both escapes, Shoto will be able to escape. Consume will eat up what could have been a lethal Chaos Grip. However, the distance is built by a nice Panic Flask, Chemical Bankings with the ultimate or the EX as needed. He will instead go for the orb. There's the ultimate. It's going to be silenced immediately. Shadow Beast, he's going to get nothing with it. He will actually have the opportunity to recast it, so there it goes. Jackie taking huge damage, crippling Goo in the meantime from Tropy, doing huge damage onto Shoto. And even though the Shadow Beast gets nothing, well, it's in trade. However, this Grimoire should get 2. Nice roll comes through at the very last moment from Tropy to save the day. And the double Panic Flask as well means orb will be secure. There's almost no way for Shoto to build back up his HP.
No, gotta point out though, Tropy was playing a very risky game there. The only reason they had the meter is because they hit enough shots after the crippling Goo in order to get that meter. Because, of course, they use all their meter.
Yeah. Chemical Bankings. Trying to stabilize here. Oh, nice dodge of the Panic Flask, using that Nether Void to get deep into the backline. I do appreciate that little maneuver, but focus has to still be on Shoto because of his low HP. But, well, he's an Esmo. He can dance, dodge, jive for days, and he's indeed doing that.
And it looks like that has been adapted.
Oh,
no,
no,
never mind. It's not been adapted to, but it doesn't matter because that is the round. Jackie realizes this.
Map and match point now for Tropy and Chemical. They've looked good so far. I think they're easily the most impressive team to be in this losers bracket so far. So I will be very, very interested to see at the grand final in a moment. But now, well, they've got to do the impossible. Over on the Slick and Jackie side, they've got to go ahead and win. That's right.
They do, yes.
4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, get that sweet reverse sweep. And so far, they're actually managing to maintain a relatively safe position. They're not taking a lot of damage. Their HP is still healthy. I say that as their permanent HP is being torn to shreds, but, you know, at the time I was starting the sentence, that was true.
Panic Flask does land, but Shoto will still be able to secure the orb. He might pay for that, though, with huge damage. He's going to be able to land the Chaos Grip, though, to save Jackie from potentially fatal damage as well. Very well played in that respect. The ultimate comes through, though. Shadow Beast landing. Displaces are available, and Shoto's got to be tempted to go ahead and use that Grimoire because there are no escapes for the duration of Shadow Beast, but he's not using it at all. And Jackie, he takes huge damage in the meantime. He goes down. There's one Grimoire spent. However, there are plenty of escapes available now that the ultimate's ended. The second one comes through. Silence will confirm the damage on the Tropy, but that's just not enough. Crippling
that was buried at the very last second, too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, Tropy actually got a barrier right at the last second, so the Grimoire didn't actually deal any damage.
Who is next?
So yeah, overall, dominating performance from Chemical Bankings and Tropy.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit sad because we don't see enough Esmos these days, but maybe that's why. As now, our grand finals have been potentially solidified for tonight. It looks like it will be Chem and Tropy versus Niz and Hack. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with those grand finals. The mounts are on the line, and I cannot wait. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, we're here. It's the grand finals of this week's Oceanic tournament. My name is TJ, joined by Shadow Fury Drop Bear over on production as we bring you this excellent 2v2 tournament. It's been short and sweet. We've seen plenty of cool teams, and now we must decide the best of them all. This is a best of 3 grand final, but we also have the potential for a bracket reset, meaning that if Chemical Bankings and Tropy win the first BO3, they also have to win a second one to give the winners an advantage, because Chemical Bankings did come for the losers bracket, and Reality Hack and Nizco's came for the upper bracket.
Sorry.
However, having said that, apparently the bracket's wrong, and I'm wrong, and there is no bracket reset. So if you could just kill me, Shadow, that would be nice.
I'm working on it. I got a sniper rifle pointed straight at your head.
Actually unaware. Okay. Alright, I understand. So apparently, the bracket, the site they use for the bracket challenge, just by default puts in a bracket reset, but there is none according to the tournament rules. So the bracket may be a bit confusing. There are no bracket resets though. So we're going to be into it. Chemical Bankings versus Chemical Bankings and Tropy versus Reality Hack and Nizco's are best of 3 for the grand final of this tournament.
Yeah, and Chemical Banking switching over to Freya, which
This is a good call.
Okay.
Because
Go on.
you have a ton of stealth damage, you have a ton of CC, and Thunderclap can dodge all of it.
That's a fair point. Also, the counter is not directional, so Reality Hack has a much harder time getting in. Although, admittedly, the D-shields have been working quite beautifully this tournament, better than I would have expected.
It's a really good Croak Rush counter. That's what it is. And all 3 hits, those powers combined, do land, though. Tropy taking huge damage off the back of it. He can't be too pleased with that. He will be able to land the panic to go and break Reality Hack's focus. However, Tropy is still under fire and still taking huge damage. Chemical Bankings will be able to stabilize a little bit, but he needs this orb, else I'm not sure they can win it. And he does not get it. That could be a fatal mistake, but they've got no HP on Reality Hack, and the hammer lands. That means he should at least, in theory, know where his opponent is, and he's 1 hit away from confirming the kill when he goes down to Nizco's. Tropy will follow despite having full ultimate, and that is heartbreaking to see 5 HP on that Croak.
Together we are victorious.
Well, we have seen before Nizco is the one to focus. If Nizco gets focused, everything falls apart. If Reality Hack gets focused, Niz and Hack have no problem continuing the round and just taking it.
Somebody on the street outside my house is having a little bit of fun.
At 4 in the morning?
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on, but they're either driving very quickly for fun or driving very quickly because they're drunk. And I like to hope it's the
Can it be
first.
both?
Could be both. Fair point. Well, it will be Reality Hack deep already onto what they can achieve. Maybe Chemical Bankings could go down here. He's taking huge damage, but his aggression is paying off as he lands the in-cap on the Nizco's. That will allow a bit of a focus to come through, and if Tropy is allowed to roam free, we've seen the kind of damage he can provide, and it's starting to ring out. However, I'm not sure it's enough to really counter unless they can extend the round.
I don't see that happening at all. I mean, Chemical Bankings is focusing all they can on Nizco, and Tropy is doing a great job healing Chemical Bankings. Now, they are still a burst away from dying. This Venom Wind could turn things around in a second, in a heartbeat. We're not seeing it, though. Why are we not seeing it? Come on.
Because we have not seen enough escapes forced down for you to be confident dropping the Venom Wind. Now there should be no escapes over on that Freya. Did get him immediately after the time, but actually, very low HP goes down. You just need to disable this cover. He's got no HP. Tropy, this is winnable. This is winnable. He's got the crippling goo. However, the shield comes through.
Yes!
The clarity potion comes through. Tropy has secured himself a 1v1. Lucy versus Croak. I've never seen this matchup before. It's kind of interesting because there's so many options Lucy has to deny the Croak stealth, and it's working out so far so good. Reality Hack's being slaughtered. What is this? The clarity potion comes through as well to deny the close stealth damage. The panic flask still available. However, the orb will be secured to confirm. Well, Venom Wind and a decent amount of HP in response for Reality Hack. He is looking good here.
Yeah, that's... Oh, the Venom Wind coming in after the camouflage. If that had come in before, that would have been a guaranteed kill, but it's not.
That's it! No! There's no HP remaining. The Venom Wind tag does land.
Roll.
You should
There
have
we
rolled to
go.
dodge the damage, but he mistimes it. The barrier comes through immediately after the mistimed roll, so now you have no HP over on Tropy, but Reality Hack's in exactly the same boat. This is a heartbreaking 1v1. Either
Tropy
player
has
could have
this.
won it several times here.
Tropy has this though because they have. Oh, I was expecting them to wait on the barrier because they
Oh,
would
no,
have.
the panic
If they'd waited
misses.
on the barrier, they would have had it because they would have been able to survive in the goo in the outside.
I don't know what I'm
fog.
watching. Reality Hack has no
There it
HP.
is.
He goes
Clarity
down to a
potion
crowning
to take
potion.
it.
Thank God. Thank God. I don't. What is?
There we go.
And I'm just here for fun.
I mean, Lucy in that situation has a massive advantage. I mean, they have barrier to maintain damage parity in the fog. They have clarity potion. They have panic flask. So they have loads of ways of pushing their opponent out of the way. I mean, I'm just impressed that Reality Hack was able to avoid as many as they did.
Oceanic
Maintain
Battlerite,
damage
boys.
parity in the fog. They have clarity
That
potion. They have
just
panic
happened.
flask. So go clip it. Tropy has this though. 'Cause
No
they have,
jokes,
oh,
I would-
I was expecting
what
them
I
to wait on
just
the
did.
barrier because
Well,
awesome.
I can't imagine you want a repeat of that round if you're either team, actually. I was going to say
that'd be
this
hard. That's like
Reality Hack, but I don't think either of them really want to do that again.
yeah. If you're either team or have a heart condition,
Viewers with a heart condition are not recommended to watch this stream. Tropy will be providing the healing as best he can to try and hold this through. Panic Flask does land. Oh, nice combo on a Reality Hack. He's eating tons of damage in the opening phase of this round as the healing on Chemical Bank is much more successful thus far. This is looking great.
yeah, chemical banking self-shielding as well is looking great. I mean, we're seeing the static incap into the shield, like so. Like seeing that into charge strike, that is a great combination there, just to maintain the extra shielding, just to maintain that buffer.
Oh, this could be
But roll-
lethal. You know of a roll, but yet again, it could have been lethal. The roll won't be mistimed this time, though, and the Panic Flask lands as well. Tropy might go down anyway, but he's got a barrier to save the day. This is the aggression from the Fresh to try and confirm this. Niz Kozar will get the kill. The cross kill is definitely possible. Chemical Bankings, well, his teammate won a 1v2 last round. Is it his turn? Maybe, because he's got huge damage onto the Croak available. The counter's there. The ultimate's available as well, but he won't need it. Instead, Burning Smeax to confirm the first kill, and Niz Kozar cannot be far behind unless he can do the incredible. Well, he'll go for the kinetic energy. The counter as well will be absolutely timed, and he's locked down the greens over there to provide or to prevent any sort of healing, but he's got no EX charge. Finally builds it back up, but he's taking a beating. He's managed to keep it even thus far, but it's starting to look ugly for Chemical Bankings now. He's going to go in trying to build up the shield, but the read is good, and the Varesh secures the round for Niz plus Hacks. That'll be 2-1 in their
All
favor.
stand as one.
So much of that was reads on counters. I mean, Chemical Bankings, they threw up the counters there, but almost every time Niskor was not attacking them. And if that hadn't been the case, Chemical Bankings would have had more than enough shielding to maintain that advantage. But being that it was the case, yeah, that was just not working out for them.
And this is kind of interesting now because I do think that Chemical and Tropy played that round correctly. I mean, they should have won it, at least in my book, right?
I was expecting as much. It was a lot of small mechanical things, though. Like I said, it was just the counters not coming out there. So the shields weren't coming out there. Chemical Bankings had it early on. Just as the match progressed, it seemed like it became less and less reliable.
Nice orb from Chemical. He just goes ahead and secures it, but he's losing the HP game. Nico's are beating him out there. The incaps come through from Chemical, now the barrier and the counter as well. That's huge amounts of shielding, and the incaps again rolling through. I'm not sure Nico's are is the right focus for Chemical, though. I will say.
Yeah, they actually do seem to be getting a lot of. Well, we say that, but we seem to get a lot.
Yeah,
of
no, he's stabilized. He's won it. Never mind.
There we go.
I don't know anything. Reality Hack, the last alive in a 1v2 for his team. We've seen 1v2s plenty of times already this match. This is a bit much to ask, though. Surely, as Reality Hack actually opens up strong, the Venom Wind comes through. Will land successfully onto one. The barrier should stop the vast majority of the damage, though, and indeed it stops all of it. There's the kill confirmed. The 2v1 is impossible, and we're tied up 2-2.
Had the Venom Wind hit Tropy, I could maybe have seen it. It would have been really hard, but I could have seen it because Tropy would have had to sacrifice their own roll and if Chemical Bankings didn't have the barrier on them, they would have been hit. But Tropy not getting hit by that meant there was no pressure. Chemical Bankings has ways out of it, and Tropy can just heal them up if need be.
Mm-hmm. And now, we're at a tight game in game 1 of this grand final. I think if all 3 maps are like this, I'm going to be very excited indeed. Reality Hack will be diving deep onto Tropy, trying to already break up the healer, but he's taking huge damage on his DPS player. Nico's Zone definitely taking a beating.
Managing to return the favor, though, but they might not go down. That Wuju perfectly timed to at least stop them from getting completely destroyed, but there's the pressure. It remains, and one good burst. That'll be it.
Oh.
And
That
that's
crippling
it.
goo
There's
could
the
be
good
it.
burst.
He's blown back into it. He's taking all of it. He's gone. Reality Hack yet again in 1v2. Actually decent damage onto Chemical. The Venom Wind could confirm the kill, but he's got a lightning strike to iframe the damage, and that's a huge amount from the successful land of it. So that should be all. Reality Hack, I don't see how you win this.
Neither do they. At this point, I'd say Chemical and Tropy,
Good weather for a win.
they have this. I would be surprised if they lost another round from this point on. They seem to have their opponent's number.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It looks like they've downloaded their opponents.
I mean, you say that, but they've been trading rounds up to this point. There's no reason to believe this is any different in my book, so it'll be interesting to see. Already Reality Hack dancing around the back lines, trying to kind of force open the healing pressure there. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that did put a bit of pressure. Chemical Bankings has taken some damage. Not a huge amount, though. Nothing I would say is particularly scary, especially with the orb going to Chemical and Tropy.
Here goes nothing.
Tell you what's scary, the Reality Hack caught inside that crippling goo. Clarity Potion pulls him back in. Reality Hack taking huge damage. Chemical Bankings won't be able to confirm the kill, but it's a very close thing.
Yeah, and they have twice the HP as well. And there's that kill right off the bat. So, like I said, they've got it downloaded. It's Chemical Bankings and Tropy know that they just have to be a bit careful, make sure that they get the shielding onto Chemical, make sure the Chemical maintains the pressure onto Nizkor, which means Reality can't be quite as aggressive onto Tropy. And then once they get the proper setup, Chemical Goo, or Crippling Goo rather, and you're done.
Chemical Tropy confirms the round. Will be map point on map 1 here. As Cam and Tropy, well, you called it right, Shadow. I apologise to you.
Yeah, it's just the way they were fighting, the amount of domination they had, and the way the Chemical Bankings didn't seem to need to let up. That's the thing I'm looking for. Although at this point, there's still pressure coming from Reality Hack. It's just, like I said, it's not working. Reality Hack isn't able to get a shot in edgewise.
Yeah, we'll see. No, never mind. I was going to say Reality Hack get a stun onto Tropy, but Tropy manages him perfectly, throwing out the Panic Blast the second the stun ends to go ahead and confirm him just out of the fight for so very long. Chemical, though, he's taking a beating, actually. Huge damage, potentially. The barrier comes through to go ahead and stop all that, but not before Chemical does take a beating.
Oh, and actually Chemical looks like they're starting to get a little bit flustered, hitting counters, which they wouldn't normally do. And with Tropy about to go down, the barrier is coming out. That's still good, but it's not nearly enough with the orb, 2 orbs going over to Niz and Hack. The health advantage
Tropy.
massively in their favor as a result.
Tropy will have ultimate in a moment, and we've seen that be really a deciding factor in previous rounds. Chemical using that new stealth sensor to play this very interestingly, just backing up, using it to play passively. Tropy, though, is under fire. He's got no HP remaining. He's going to have to burn these EX to survive, and he doesn't do it in time. Venom will not land as the iframe comes through, barely in time. The Chemical Bankings needs to win a 1v2, and he does not land a hit. There you go. 1 round back in favor of Niz and Hack.
Together
That was
we are
surprising.
victorious.
I thought, like I said, Tropy and Chemical had the knowledge of what they needed to do. They knew to swarm the way they did. They just seemed to, they didn't get the shielding as effectively. And like I said, it felt like Chemical, after the first few engagements didn't quite go as well their way as they expected, started to hit counters and do other slightly awkward things. I still say Nizkor should be the focus. And that is clearly the agreed thing from Chemical Bankings.
They're trying. However, they're having issues. There's just great disengages. Every time this guy feels like he's under pressure, he has an excellent way of just disengaging from these fights, and you can see the effect of it because Chemical Bankings, he's got no HP remaining after all this.
Yeah, I can see some clear stress coming out from Chemical Bankings. Like, they're not getting the orbs at all, which has got to be really painful. And the health advantage is a 30% spread. So getting out of that is going to require some perfect ultimate usage, and the only person with an ultimate is Reality Hack.
Well, there's the dive. Oh no, the barrier comes through to try and avoid the damage. Chemical just runs away from it though, but it might not be enough. There is no HP on Chemical. That doesn't stop him from going in though. He doesn't care. He lands the in cap. He's got 20 HP maximum, but he's got the counters now to provide a shield to keep him alive for a little bit further. There's the crippling goo coming in. If he can hold Nikozar inside of it, Nikozar could go down. He's gone. Chemical's gone. However, Tropy might be able to confirm the cross kill, but only if he acts fast enough, because he accidentally propped the counter, and that gave Nikozar all the time he needed to escape. And Tropy, this looks unwinnable. We're in a tie game, match point all around. And this map 1 has been incredible so far.
Yeah, if Chemical Bankings and Tropy call for a pause just to give themselves 30 seconds to catch their breath, I would not blame them. Because we are at round 9, and we are past the point where rights can be picked, so there isn't that opening minute.
Nope, we're going. Oceanic, there is no pausing at Oceanic Battlerite.
No, they're going for it. Chemical Banking's right in front. Apparently they figured out what's stunning them. I'm guessing they're talking about the shield and the fact that Niskor took the right that makes Inhibitor's Guard stun.
Tropy
That
takes
knowledge does not
huge
seem to be doing the
damage
trick, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Tropy.
takes a massive burst of HP damage. He will be able to provide the healing to Chemical now as he's managed to get a disengage, but they don't get this orb. They do finally get it, but it might be too little too late because the ultimate's completely missed. Nikozar runs through with a kinetic strike. That should be the kill confirmed. Chemical pops the counter. It's going to be red, though. Nice noxious lunge. The kill will be confirmed. And it's all down to Tropy. This is all but impossible. And indeed it is. There you go. Map 1 of this best of 3 grand final in favor of Niz and Hack.
That's got to hurt. At this point, Chemical Banking Tropy, they've got to really get their morale back up because they almost had that. They know they almost had that, and it got taken away from them. Mostly because the orbs got taken away from them, really. A large part was the orbs. The last round was just a matter of not really maintaining the position that it had before, getting Tropy hit too much. Chemical not taking the main hits. Reality getting the focus as well. I mean, Niskor,
Travel with the wind.
they
Fight
managed
with
to
the
learn how to
wind.
get away from that. That was the thing. They managed to learn how to get away from the Freya aggression. And once that happened, there wasn't any easy way for any damage from Chemical Bankings to stick.
So do you think Chemical goes away from Fran now?
I don't know. Freya wasn't a bad choice overall. I mean, they did go 5-4. It's just the Rukan was terrifying.
Yes, it really was. So I'll be interested to see as Chemical Bankings is readied up and ready to go. Also worth noting, Tropy actually does have the Pearl, so I'd like to see a Pearl.
That's fair. They have the Pearl title at least.
Yeah, you see, this is why a Pearl title kind of intrigues me here, because Pearl actually has a decent matchup versus a Krog, and that's where the vast majority of the damage has been coming. However,
The teams are taunting us.
if this is what sticks, I'm going to be very interested.
Yeah. We don't.
Battle
Oh,
Ooh,
wait, what?
it's getting better. The compositions are improving here on the composition screen. I thought it was going to be boring, but interesting. Now I know it's going to be exciting, but interesting. Chemical Bankings, he pulls out the Rook.
And not the Taya as we thought. But yeah, they want that peel. They want to make sure Tropy is not getting hit at all.
Yes.
Still not sure why they went for Rook instead of Rukan, but whatever. Just
Can we get some
take the
more
pressure.
caps? Can we get some more caps, Twitch chat? Rook smash. No?
Well, they have a 30-second delay.
Yeah, I'll give him that time. I'm going to be interested to see what build. Yeah, no, Chemical, he's going for the stun rook. That's nice. I love the stun rook. This is, I think, a very good call. Because if he can get deep onto a Varesh or deep onto a Croak and just lock him in place, well, they basically won the fight before it begins, but he's having difficulty doing it already. There goes the smack, there goes the armor break. Huge damage can potentially come through, but the counter will be read, and there's no Berserk for Chemical. This Trophy did win his fight, but no permanent damage has been dealt yet.
And still, no permanent damage on the one team, but Nizkor taking a fair bit of damage, and there's the pressure again. There's the smack on top of that, just to take the orb right from under their nose.
That's the BM, and he stuns right into the boulder smash. And that'll be Nizkor, dropped very, very low. His counter's been baked out. He will be forced to burn an EX in the form of his Chemical Strike to disengage. And that means this crippling goo will do huge damage. And
No,
Nizkor,
unfortunately,
I don't see how he survives that smack. There's the CC lock coming through. There's huge damage coming through. Finally, he builds some distance, but he should go down.
Well, there's the one. Maybe the other in a second. That's the barrier stopping the Venom Wind. Yeah, there's the other. There's nothing that Reality Hack can do. So, I mean, that stun worked out beautifully, as did the smacks. I mean, this is the control that Rook has, which is actually more reliable than Freya. That's one thing about Freya, is that she has some great control if you can combo her static with the wall stuns. Whereas Rook just has it for free or for some meter.
I
I'm
love
just so
Rook.
amazingly
Rooks,
awesome.
good Rooks are so fun to watch.
Yeah, they can do a huge amount to control the battlefield.
He's like legitimately the best waifu in the game.
Well, they also get Berserk for free now, so we're going to see a lot more frontline Rook,
That's
which I'm
interesting.
sure you'll enjoy. Oh, I expected that.
I don't know. It's just that I don't choose. That's not a popular right. I didn't think of on Rook. We don't see very many pro level Rooks, but I don't think much of it. So.
Not in threes, no.
Hmm.
But twos
Interesting.
happen all the time. Oh yeah, that's the twos meta.
They've definitely decided the Chemical Bankings is to be a focus. They've had enough of him, and they've stopped his engagements a lot. They're doing a very good job just staying together, making sure that he can't be really a problem. And I do appreciate that counterplay. However, Reality Hack might have gone too far away from this Kozar, and Chemical certainly thinks so. He does get a decent amount of damage through, but there's Reality Hack back again. He's got Venom Winds. Oh no, the stun, the smack, the in cap. I thought Chemical Bankings was opening himself up, but instead he gets half of Reality Hack's HP, got an instant. He tries to steal that orb too. It doesn't quite work, but he still gets massive stun damage, and he almost boulder tosses Reality Hack out of his ultimate. It should matter though. He should still have the kill onto Reality Hack, which is absurd to think about, even as he dodges the Powers Combined ultimate with a well-timed smash. Chemical Bankings dominating on Rook here as the boulder confirms the kill. Cool men don't look at their kills.
No, they don't. Because they don't need to. Because they know it's all over. But beyond that, Chemical Banking's really showing that despite the fact that Rook takes so much damage and tanks all of it,
Are we
is still able to maintain a position. Really, they got down to half HP before managing to get barriers put on them and eating themselves back into a stable enough position. I wasn't sure for a second if that was going to work, though, because that is one thing Rook doesn't have that Freya does, is the ability to maintain shields pretty much at all times.
Just for the record, that Rook self-healed 109 HP that round.
Actually, they self-healed 30 HP. The rest of it was revitalized, apparently.
I'm kind of sad now. Chemical
Yeah,
Bankings.
sorry.
Oh no, he's having a bit more trouble this time as Kinetic Strike comes through and Tropy's taking huge damage right off the bat. He could go down here. The barrier's all that's keeping him alive. And he's just run around the corner. So it's all down to this Rook. Chemical Bankings, he needs to draw so much focus now that his teammate cannot die. And I'm not sure how he can do that, but he's managed to do it. He's drawn the focus of two players. CC locked both of them and stolen the orb from right under their noses. Now Tropy's back at a decent HP and he also has ultimate to his name. So I'm sure we'll see that now that all the escapes have been burned on Reality Hack. He's having trouble locking him in it though. So Chemical Bankings could go down here. Barrier keeps him alive. There's the eat, of course. And nope, Chemical Bankings is fine.
Fine, maybe, but only at 54 HP. So any good combination will deal with it.
Oh my god! That
How did the
boulder
wall
toss
stop
to
that?
deny the ultimate. That's just rude.
I thought Venom went through walls. That's news to me. Regardless, it's not like it's entirely over yet.
Well, 1 round to the good now for Niz and Reality Hack. That's a good sign. They're still in this game. They were shell-shocked by the appearance of a Rook on the battlefield, but they appear to have adjusted.
Yeah, highly aggressive Rook that really doesn't have to worry about anything. And if they get
Rook
the
don't
incapacitated,
take
they
no
get-
prisoners.
No. No, they don't. They smash you to pieces and maybe eat you afterwards. You know, we don't actually know where that leg comes from.
Yes, we do. It says on the skins.
Oh, it does? Dang.
All the skins
Also, it's a
say
fish,
like
so I guess that's kind of a moot
says
point.
zebra leg, tiger,
Oh.
fish. Yeah.
So we need zebra, tiger, and fish heroes.
That would be metal as all hell.
You see, I thought you were going to say that was going to be a weeb thing, but
No, I would
appreciate
be entirely on board if just whenever he killed someone, the leg of meat changed to be the leg of the hero he'd just killed. I'd be on
Oh,
board.
I
with
see
it.
what you mean, yeah. So
Well-
I'm at the tiger hero.
He's not killing anyone this round. He's faked out some avoidance, though, and he will be trying to secure this orb. He can't do it, though. The invulnerability will be procced alongside the Berserk for some decent damage in the back line, but he's having trouble as he can't quite confirm the same amount of damage he enjoyed in the earlier rounds. Chemical Bankings, maybe he's been read, downloaded, as you would say.
Yep. Yeah, Chemical Banking's having no luck getting in anymore. They're not getting their stuns in. They're not really getting their Berserks fully in either. It looks like they're canceling, or not the Berserks, sorry, the Rushes. It almost looks like they're canceling them halfway through, which is a little weird. I don't think you can actually do that.
Yes, you can. You can cancel out your rushes, and it's a good
Oh,
call
right. That makes
sometimes
sense.
because you can go ahead and you can fake out a lot of counters, and that's good because he's been countered a fair bit, but well,
He also don't get
if you don't
Berserk.
land the actual hits either, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, because if you don't hit the rush, then you don't get Berserk. If you don't get Berserk, then you don't get the extra damage that Chemical needs. Because Chemical Banking is kind of playing a DPS outpace game. They don't have shields. They don't have any easy way of getting back in there. Only thing they have is barrier and healing from Trophy. That's it.
Chemical here will be hit again by a decent amount of damage, actually. He's not having a good day, but he's managed to answer back in turn. His counter won't be procced either, but Reality Hack's taken a bit more damage than in previous rounds, so that is a good opening, particularly as he's able to secure. But Trophy, he's just melting! Trophy gets bursted down so quickly from decent HP. He's got 3 charges on his heal pot, but he needs to run away from the Croak for now. He will be able to stabilize at precisely 9 HP. Now with 25 to his name, that's a little bit better, and he'll have the barrier to survive again, but he's just getting beaten, and all the surviving he's doing leaves no room for him to save his partner in crime. And so, Trophy loses their teammate and another round. There you go, the lead taken is in Reality Hack. Now with a lead on the second map of the set.
Not just a lead, a massive commanding lead. This is the same position that I thought that we saw Chemical and Trophy in last map, where I said they were going to win because they totally downloaded their opponents. But I'm even more confident with Niz and Reality Hack because I don't see Chemical Bankings doing anywhere near as much with Rook as they did with Freya. Like, yeah, they lost the last round, but it was way closer. They were able to maintain much stronger control and able to maintain a forward position that kept them in the game and kept their opponents taking heavy damage and heavy losses. They aren't able to really pull it off as well with Rook.
Cool, Chemical Banking stunned out before he pushes. His counter won't be procced either, but he's got a boulder toss through. Sorry,
It's
guys.
something. It's a bit of damage, but it's still not much. We're seeing the 1v1s
Oh, nice
between...
smack.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, the 1v1s coming in there, still kind of a win for well, for not so much Niscore, but for their teammate, for Reality
Yeah,
Hack.
because even though Niz is losing his battle, he's losing it less than Trophy is losing versus Reality Hack. And that's really all he needs to do. Oh, nice
Still
orb
meat-
steal with the
Ooh,
meat bolt.
yeah.
Very well done. However, it might not be enough because Trophy's still on the run and he's still having an awfully bad time versus Reality Hack. Finally, the Venom comes through. That'll be huge damage onto 2. The damage is confirmed. Crucially, onto Lucy, leaving it all in Rook's capable, broad hands. He's waving his stick of meat back and forth, but he needs to do more than that. He needs to somehow confirm a 1v2 with no EX to his name. Now 1 EX precisely, but he's going to be blinded, stunned, locked up. And there is tournament point for Niz and Hack.
I like the somewhat safer play coming out there from Rook, but making that work in this situation is very difficult. The one thing I'd like to see, I'd really like to see, is Tropy, and if they go to map 3 at least, Tropy go for the Clarity Potion, right, that adds healing, because, I mean, they're playing against a Varesh, so there's loads and loads of things to Clarity Potion away to get the healing. So they can easily help the sustain go on further with the Clarity Potions coming out there. And the barrier being used as a spacing tool has been useful in earlier rounds, and it's still kind of useful now, but compared to what you can get off Clarity Potion healing, it just doesn't seem like it's doing as much work.
Chemicals dominating early on in this round, though. And this goes, are taking huge damage. The meatball lands as well. The invulnerability will be granted off the back of that Berserk, and this is huge because it means that Reality Act can be scared away for the next few moments, so Tropy isn't diving quite so low on HP, which is a good sign. However, Chemical's taking a huge chunk of damage. He will be able to secure Orb, which mitigates some of it, and the stuns inside the crippling goo, the body block. Tropy, there's a kill to his name with the aid of Chemical Bankings, and he's got the in-camp already for the stun combo as best he can onto the last remaining player, Varesh. This Kozar, he'll have ultimate in a moment, and as hesitant as I am to say it, this is a possible 1v2.
I'm really hesitant to say that, especially seeing as it's no longer possible. However, one thing I wanted to point out, did you see that smack Clarity Potion on the smack to get the additional distance into the wall? If that in-cap, that should not have happened. It only did because of the perfectly timed Clarity Potion from Tropy to push Nizkor that much closer to the wall. I have never seen someone pull that off.
Yeah, this has just been a really, really good exercise in Rook play. However, Chemical, they need to win a few more rounds in order to really prove that they're playing good Rook here, because they're about to lose the tournament unless they can win, well, 2 more rounds and drive us to a map 3. Chemical's got the healing from Tropy, and they scared off Reality Act in the early phase, but he's just being chipped down now. That's not sustainable. Counter will be procced, invulnerability in his name. Berserk as well, but damage coming from it, and that starts to worry you.
Now, at this point, I'm getting a bit worried for them. Clarity Potion is coming up, but I still see it being an uphill battle for Chemical Bankings and Tropy. With Tropy at such low HP, taking all the focus, and Chemical Banking is not going to live much longer
the crippling
either.
go! Oh, it doesn't matter, but the ultimate comes through nonetheless. Venomwood will confirm the kill. Chemical Bankings, he's got no HP, and the powers combined will confirm it. There you go, in an instant. What could have been a fatal round and us going all the way to tournament point was just denied. Niz and Hack, they burst 2 ultimates, they confirm 2 kills, and they walk away with the tournament in just 2 maps.
Wow. I mean, Niz and Hack, you showed that double DPS still has a place, at least in Oceanic 2v2. I'm very impressed at Kevin Tropy putting up a fight. I would have expected them to win just on paper, given that they have the healer, and especially with Rukan being able to maintain control, pull, and so forth. But man, Niz and Hack really just turned that into a match.
I'm very excited, because normally, like, we do quite a few on regions, right? And Oceanic and Asia, in previous weeks, it's been a bit weak occasionally. We just, we get teams that are clearly signing up for fun because they are the more community-focused tournaments, right?
Mm-hmm.
This week, I don't think we had a single bad match. Every single match, there were 2 teams involved that were in it.
Yeah, although there were a couple 5-1s near the end, but even those 5-1s, the first few rounds at the very least were fairly even. Yeah, they were both in it.
Alright, well, that was a very fun tournament to cast. We will be signing off for tonight. However, we will be broadcasting a wide variety of Battlerite tournaments over the upcoming weeks, so I would highly suggest you go ahead and slam the follow button in the upper right-hand corner, given that you may or may not be from the Oceanic region. If you're watching this tournament, you might also want to check out our YouTube down below, where we upload all the VODs of our tournaments, so you can go ahead and catch them regardless of what time they occur at. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name has been TJ. If you'd like to find me anywhere else on the internet, you can find me at esportstj over on the Twitter. I'm joined by Shadow Fury at ShadowFury333 on Twitter, and of course Dropbear or at Corrupt Dropbear is running production. Thank you guys very much for joining us tonight, and I guess have a great night. But before we go, we need to do a very important thing that I've been shouted at previously for not doing. We need to host somebody. Who do you want to host, Shadow?
Well, who's on at 4 in the morning?
Ooh, Arakuna is on.
Oh yeah, he's actually getting kind of involved with the Battlerite stuff.
Yeah, he casted with us once. You can find the VOD for that over on our YouTube channel.
Yes, Arakune of all people casted for us. He actually did a good job of it too. I was quite impressed.
Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.